could stay like this, forever following you.
Good morning, Yogi Bears. Welcome back to day 8 of YOGATOBER. It's currently day 12, so I'm running a little bit behind. Sorry about that, guys. I've had a week off, and I've also been packing because I'm moving house in 2 days. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind week. But I'm actually going to do a couple of videos now, and I'm going to film them back to back. So I'm actually in my jammies for this one, in case you can't tell. So I'm going to be doing a couple of yin videos. I've been exploring yin for a little while now, but I've been exploring it more recently. I think as the weather gets a bit cooler, it's really nice to incorporate a much more slowed down practice. And I did a class with my students yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it was good fun. So yeah, this video is going to be some folding yin postures. There'll be a couple that aren't so focused on folding, but most of them will be folding. And this will be paired really nicely. If you wanted like if you had like say an hour or something, you wanted a longer sequence, then I'm also going to be filming right after that. It'll be either day 11 or day 12 when we start to open for October. So there's going to be some more kind of like hip openers, some shoulder openers, and that's going to be a yin session as well. So yeah, I'm going to film them both now, and I'll be uploading them straight away because, like I said, I'm a few days behind. So if you had a bit of extra time and you wanted to do the two together, I'm going to try not to repeat asanas postures in the same one, so you could do those back to back if you have the luxury of time, which is always nice. Yeah, so basically, guys, put on something snuggly. Give yourself a nice amount of time for this one. It's not going to be a long video, but it's just going to be quite a chill, mellow one. I'm still in my jammies. I'm just filming this like first thing in the morning, so I'm a little bit stiff as well, but I often will be if it's a yin session. And also make sure you have some blankets, some cushions. If you have blocks or straps, you can use them. Remembering you could always use books or boxes if you don't have a block, or cushions. I'll be using cushions, and you can use a scarf or a dressing gown robe if you don't have a strap. So yeah, I was going to say one more thing. I'm going to leave a link below. Waving my dressing gown robe at you. I'm going to leave a link below with some info on yin yoga that I found yesterday, which I found really useful. But the biggest point I'd say, guys, is to find your edge. So in yin, rather than, as we're going to essentially be holding a stretch for a while. So rather than pushing yourself, so you're at an 8 or a 9 or a 10 in that stretch, like I'm used to like really pushing myself, holding a stretch, see how deep I can go. We're actually trying to rein it back to more like a 4 or a 5, okay? And it's actually harder, I think, to do that because we're so used to going like gung-ho on something and full flat out that we forget that we can just stop and take it back a notch. And without realizing, I've been kind of doing that a little bit this week. Normally I'd be like, yeah, I've got a week off, I can do all these things. And it started out that way, and then I thought, no, because I actually want to go back to work relaxed and stress-free rather than like not finishing a load of personal projects that I had to do. So yeah, so try and have that kind of attitude and mindset as we go into the practice today. And I'm going to stop waffling now, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please do hit subscribe if you enjoy the content, and also give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Hi guys, so the first asana we're going to do is child's pose, and we're going to have a little bit of support in this one. So I've just rolled up my dressing gown, but you could use a pillow, and you could use a few pillows if you like. And then we're just going to gently come down into child's pose. You could use a pillow underneath your forehead. You can take the knees out a bit wider if that feels good. Or you can stay like so. Maybe bringing the palms so that they're facing up. And you could also lie with one cheek on the pillow. Closing the eyes. Maybe having the palms open as an act of surrender. And surrender is quite a nice theme for our classes when it comes to yin. Surrendering to any thoughts that might pop up, any sensation in the body. Surrendering to a higher power, whatever you believe that might be. And also just surrendering to yourself, allowing yourself to go through these asanas, to go through these postures today. And just observe what comes up. Child's pose is a really nice pose to come back to. So if at any point in this video you feel like you need like a little break, you can either come back to this position or you can lie flat on your back in Shavasana. Okay? Gently coming out of child's pose. We're going to go into a forward fold now. So what I would suggest is bringing in a little cushion, popping it underneath the bum. Just giving yourself a little bit of a lift from the hips. And again, having a bit of a pile on here. We've got some nice big juicy cushions. Or something really soft and snuggly and fluffy. Okay, so we're just going to allow the feet to relax, maybe do a few little rolls. You also might want to practice engaging the Ujjayi breath, so we just gently tuck the chin slightly, and then we place the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and we breathe in and out through the nose. So it's a breath. And it sounds a little bit like either Darth Vader, which is why it's also called Darth Vader breath, but it also sounds like the ocean, so it's also nicknamed ocean breath. Okay, and this, as we find, we slowly try and come down a little bit further. Maybe actually move the cushions so they're just gently on the knees. As we want to come to a forward bend with our props. Again, you can have your palms facing up as an act of surrender. And if you'd like to engage the Ujjayi breath, gently locking the chin, bringing the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Gently coming up in your own time. Making any adjustments for the neck. Maybe wiggling out the shoulders a little bit. Okay. We're going to bring the palms of the feet to touch. And again, we're going to do our butterfly pose, but remembering our edge. So I'm not pulling my ankles all the way up towards my hips / groin / thigh, because that for me creates a kind of a stronger pull along my thigh. And this is a more relaxed version. So I'm actually going to allow them to come a little bit further ahead than I normally would. Again, I'm going to keep my my little cushion underneath my bum. This just angles the hips a little bit more. It kind of helps to open them without being forceful. And it's a lovely thing to use in any yoga practice, not just yin. I use it a lot in hatha sometimes as well. Okay, so then again, rolling up the shoulders. And using the cushions, try not to smother yourself with the cushions. And have the palms facing up as well if you like. Gently opening your hips. And we can store a lot of tension in our hips, so it's okay if the mind is wandering a little bit. Just bring it back to the breath. You can practice Ujjayi breath here as well. And you can also bring it back to that intention, that theme of surrender. What would you like to surrender? Or even just repeating I surrender can be very powerful. Gently coming up, spinning around the top. Oh, I like that one, that was really nice. Almost had the urge to cry, and then I just said to myself, I surrender, and it went away. I remember I used to, I used to cry a lot on my mat. I still do. I will cry a lot on my mat because I think as you're releasing tension, and it's that kind of cathartic tears as well. It feels really nice. It feels like you kind of need that release. And I remember being in a class once, a year ago actually, and I just couldn't stop crying. And the teacher said to me at the end, I said, I just can't stop. And he said, why are you trying to stop? And I was like, I was really embarrassed. And he just said, like, that's on you. You're the one that's trying to stop, kind of thing, And if you just surrender to it or allow it to happen, it's probably going to be over and done with a lot quicker. And it is. I find, just like with so many things, when you're trying to go against something all the time, if you just let it happen. Obviously not like horrendous things, but things that are kind of causing a bit of conflict in yourself. Even like an anxiety or panic attack, guys. Like I've had so many, it's ridiculous. And I find now that if I haven't had a panic attack I had one a few weeks ago, but anxiety I tend to have a lot more. They tend to be smaller for me though, as panic attacks seem to be much bigger. But even then, if I just surrender to it, either in a posture like butterfly or child's pose, or even just wherever I am, if I just allow myself to feel it and let it pass, then it's okay. Whereas if I don't, I used to just stop and really force it to kind of not pop up it however it needed to, and I would hold on to that and stop doing it, and then it would get really, really, really bad because I'd be trying to stop doing it. And actually, like, we're not always going to be happy. You know, it's great when you leave a yoga class and you feel really happy and you're all zen and calm, but sometimes to feel that zen and calm, it's because you've had to wade through, you know, some murkier waters, and you've not had, you know, the most idealistic session. You might not be like, you know, killing that crazy new asana and like nailing that posture or whatever. It actually might be that you've just spent a lot of time just silently crying. But that's okay, because you have to work through that as well, you know. And without those beautiful highs, without those beautiful lows, we don't get the beautiful highs, you know. So yeah. Who is it that said that? Patrick Wolf? Because if it's never dark, how are you gonna know? Oh, if it's never, I don't know. I'll look up the lyrics and leave it in the description box below. It's from Accident Emergency. Any Patrick Wolf fans want to help me out? Anyway, I'm going to start waffling now. We're going to do a little, I think this is called a half dragonfly, possibly. Again, I've just piled my cushions on one knee, and I'm going to lean over. I've not actually done this with this many cushions before, but it feels really good. That's it, there you go. So just trying to find a little balance. Again, having the palms open as an act of surrender. Not trying to force the legs, just seeing how far they'll come apart without being forceful. I think the lyrics are, because if you never lose, how are you going to know when you've won? And if it's never dark, how are you going to feel the sun? Something like that. Yeah. Good old Patrick Wolf. He knows. Gently coming up, maybe keeping the eyes closed as you bring your cushions around to the other leg, and we repeat on the opposite side. Noticing any differences in this side, mentally or physically? eyes closed. This time we're going to move the pile to the centre, and we're going to just lean forward. Right, forward, forward. Again, you can have the palms up as an act of surrender. Slowly coming up. Okay. Just going to do a couple more postures now before we do our Shavasana. Just going to bring my right leg in front. I'm actually not going to, normally I'd be trying to get my heel as far forward as I can. I'm actually going to allow it, it's going to be interesting when there's space in the room. I'm just going to allow it to be wherever it may be. I'm going to use these as a little bit of a bolster under my arms. Or if I can then just lie out. My back leg is it's on the floor. You could also use some extra cushions underneath the hips here as well, if that helps. And then gently releasing, ready to perform the other side. I'm going to take this side out. Just into my hip a little bit. There we go. And then slowly coming out of this posture. And then we're ready to do a little supported Shavasana. So, let's see what I've got. Oh, okay, I'm going to use a little pillow. And then I'm going to roll this. I'm going to place it underneath, I guess underneath kind of my tailbone area. I get a lot of pain in my tailbone. I'm not sure exactly what the muscle is called, I always forget. So I like having a bit of support here. And lying back. I'll do it a little bit higher actually. I'll do it more on the lower back. There we go. Just finding that sweet spot. You might want to put, so I've got this just under my, just kind of at my, I was a bit above my lower back, I guess. Sort of, it's a bit squidgy, so in that kind of general vicinity. And you could have, you could put one underneath your shoulders to lift. It's a really nice one to do. Probably do that at the end of the next yin video I do. Whack this bad boy over here. Again, have the hands facing up. And then just taking some time to lie here for the next 5 minutes if you've got it, or at least a few minutes. Just allowing the energy to settle. Thanking yourselves for being here, for showing up on your mat. Thank you for indulging me and sharing this yin practice today. It's been really nice just to have a change of pace. So thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next video. Namaste.
Just don't get too far, and I'll